You ever watch that show on Friday nights on the television, the Shark Tank? If you do, then you know who Mr. Wonderful is. Mr. Wonderful is Kevin O'Leary. He's a businessman, an investor, a writer, and, of course, now a television star. And he joins us on the line right now. Mr. O'Leary, a real pleasure to have you on Mornings on the Mall.
Great to be here. Thank you.
All right. We wanted to have you on there because it seems that right now there is an attack on what some people call the one percenters. It seems that everywhere you turn in government right now, they're coming after the one percenters, and that we have somehow in society started to look down our nose at the people who have been successful. I would imagine as a bona fide one percenter that this is very troubling to you.
It is, because it goes at the core of what made our country so great. People forget that, if you think back, and I look and I push back with the numbers on my side, just go back and look at something like illiteracy rates, not just in America, but all around the world. Back in the 1900s, 70% of people were illiterate. Today, that's dropped to 20%. Thank you, capitalism. Thank you very much, because that's why the world's a better place.
That's a great point. You don't hear thank you to capitalism very often, do you? You get the you didn't build that mentality.
That's why I'm very concerned, because if you think about what we're telling young people as we vilify the 1%, or those that have worked hard to create wonderful goods and services and companies that have made our lives better, what are we telling them when we say those are bad people, when we call them fat cats, when we complain when they get on their private planes? That's ludicrous.
Yeah.
They deserve everything they have and more, because they're the people that pay all the taxes that provide us all the things we enjoy today.
Well, right now, I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
I just want to point out, in 2013, that 1% paid 33% of their income in income taxes, while everybody else only paid an average of 12%. I know that because I pay those taxes.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is to run a business as well, and it seems that many times here in Washington we make decisions by people that are being made that they've never run a business, they've never made a payroll. Right now we're talking about increasing the minimum wage to $10.10, which, if you look at the CBO numbers on that, it says, well, the 900,000 people would be lifted out of poverty, but 500,000 people would be put out of work, and every single American would pay more for goods and services across the board.
It's absolutely insane to do that. When you think about this challenge, we ask ourselves today why we have this high unemployment rate all across America. There's over 6 million small businesses, and we keep throwing at them new regulations, new challenges at the federal, state, and local level. And one of those would be to say to them, every new employee you want to hire is going to cost you more. Why would we ever do that? Why does that make any sense at all? Why don't we let the market decide what people should be paid? If you want to know why all the jobs are left and gone to Mexico or to Vietnam or Cambodia or China, this is exactly why. The cost of labor is market there. We should decide to let the market provide for everybody's job, and we keep all the jobs in America. That's why it's so insane. I think this is crazy.
Our guest is Kevin O'Leary. Of course, he's one of the stars of Shark Tank. He's also the author of a new book, Cold Hard Truth on Men, Women, and Money. And boy, is that a tantalizing title. We understand your cold hard truths on money. What are the cold hard truths on men and women that you bring to the table?
Well, I ask everybody in life, what matters more than that? Men, women, and money. And everybody says to me, what about love? And I say, try love without money sometimes.
All right. Well, listen, I'd like to tap into one of those cold, hard truths here. The whole premise of Shark Tank is you and a couple of other investors there are trying to get pitched on businesses, and you're deciding whether you're going to invest in that business. Now, if the president has his way and he increases the minimum wage at such a level, $10.10, how is that going to impact people like you who are deciding to invest in a business or not? It really changes the equation with regard to labor costs, does it not?
It does, exactly, because I think of it this way. Let's say you're a business and you've got 5 employees, sales are growing, and you're contemplating hiring that 6th, the incremental person. When you increase the minimum wage, you're slowing down the process everywhere of that business owner deciding to make an investment decision in a new employee. That makes absolutely no sense at all. Isn't this a form of hidden taxation? Isn't this an incredibly inefficient thing to do? to our country, why would we do it? I can't find one business owner to think this is a good idea. Why wouldn't the administration, why wouldn't the president ask the 6 million people who run businesses, who are the foundation, the pillar of our society, ask them what they think?
Oh, but Kevin
because
O'Leary,
that's what matters.
They have Nobel Prize-winning economists who say it's going to be just fine, Kevin O'Leary.
That economist is sitting in a university. He's not running a business.
Well, you know, I get in front of the TV and watch the show religiously with my daughter, and we often find ourselves shouting at the TV to people, "Take the money! What are you thinking?" And what I love about this experience is that I talk to other parents and they say their kids watch the show as well, and it's a wonderful way for kids to learn about free markets, free enterprise, supply and demand, what it really takes to make a business successful. Do you hear this from other parents and other people that their kids are sort of watching this, and how do you feel about that?
It's a wonderful surprise. You know, I had a rather interesting experience happen to me in San Francisco airport a few months ago. A 9-year-old girl came running up to me, and her mother, you know, running behind her in tow, saying, "What's she doing going up to that old guy?" And when she got to me, she said, "Are you the mean guy on Shark Tank?" And I said, I'm not a mean guy. Just tell the truth." And she said to me, "I'm coming on Shark Tank. I want to be on Shark Tank." And I said, "Why?" She said to me, "I want to be free." She'd already assimilated the success as an entrepreneur with personal freedom. That's the essence of capitalism right there.
Wow.
A 9-year-old girl had encapsulated that.
That is great
and we're
to
so
hear.
happy that that's happening. We're thrilled to see kids that age. 9 to 18-year-old girls is our fastest-growing demographic on the show. That's absolutely spectacular.
That's amazing.
That's the core of the next generation that's going to make this country great. Of course I'm excited about it. I love it.
Kevin O'Leary, can I ask you real fast? It seems like you guys have a real rivalry there, and it doesn't seem like it's made for television. I mean, when you go into the set and you guys are going to be evaluating these, which one of the other Sharks do you really want to beat? Which one
would you just want to backhand?
Well, and every deal's different, and sometimes your enemy becomes your ally from one deal to another. You know, I fight a lot with Mark Cuban, but we recently put $1 million into somebody's business. It was just on last Friday, called Breathometer. It's a piece of equipment you attach to your smartphone, and it lets you test your blood alcohol level before you get in a car, which I think is a great thing for society. We think that's going to be a big success. But, you know, sometimes we compete because we're all successful entrepreneurs. We've done it ourselves. We're operators. Think about Shark Tank as a venture capital firm on steroids. Every single one of those people has millions of dollars to invest and has already been a successful operator. Most venture capital firms have a bunch of MBAs in the back room that have never run a business. We're pretty happy with what we've got going there.
All right, Kevin O'Leary, a great pleasure to have you on the show. Hope you'll come back sometime. Greatly appreciate it.
Take care.